This Money in the Bank WrestleMania cash-in theory is absolutely absurd, as well as Roman Reigns speaks out on the departure of the Shield, and I'll break it all down for you guys coming up on this episode of Wrestle Digest. But before we get into it, just want to say that 89% of you guys watching these videos aren't subscribed to the channel, so if you enjoy wrestling just like all of us here, and you're looking for another home for daily wrestling content, updates, news, and rumors, you're going to find it all here at Wrestle Digest, so make sure to get down below and hit that subscribe button. But with that said, let's get right into our first topic of the video today, which is this Money in the Bank theory is wild, and I'm sure you guys may have already heard of this, but I'm going to break it down for you here today. And if we just take a look at what Damian Priest said about his chances of cashing in the Money in the Bank in Philadelphia at WrestleMania he said, of course there's a chance. I have until July, but that doesn't mean I'm going to wait until July. I'm patient, I'm okay, I'm just waiting for the right moment. I know people want to rush in everything these days, but I'm okay just relaxing and holding on to being the most dangerous, powerful person in the company because of that briefcase and what's inside of it. So WrestleMania is very enticing, don't get me wrong, but we have to wait and see. I'm not going to say one way or another, but there's always a chance when the champs are in town, and if I'm in the same building as both champions with both contenders, it's an intriguing time. But the theory here behind this cash-in is if we just take a look at the picture of Damian Priest here with both briefcases. So the briefcase on the left was obviously the briefcase he won at Money in the Bank when he won the Money in the Bank ladder match. But as you see, Mcdonagh did gift the senior Money in the Bank briefcase to Damian Priest when he won it and he wanted to get into the Judgment Day. This was his way of gifting Damian Priest something to get him into the Judgment Day. But the theory is that the case on the left has the real Money in the Bank contract, and Mcdonagh placed a dud into the senior Money in the Bank briefcase. So when Damian goes to cash in, he won't be able to cash in because the real contract isn't in there. It's in the old Money in the Bank green briefcase that Mcdonagh then secretly gifted back to Finn Balor. So this could all unfold at WrestleMania, and I do want to say that this is highly speculation, all theory, a lot of WWE fans are talking about this and think that this may what happened come WrestleMania, and I think this would just be great. Personally, I do see Damian Priest cashing it in on the Raw World Championship with either it's Seth Rollins or Drew McIntyre after their match at WrestleMania. And the theory that I am seeing here a lot is that CM Punk is going to come from the commentary desk when Drew McIntyre wins and, get a cheap shot on him, whether it's with a chair, something that he can do with one arm to knock him down a peg after a long, grueling match with Seth Rollins and coming away with the victory as champion. And then, he gets attacked from CM Punk. It continues their feud. And then as Drew McIntyre's down on the mat, down for the count, Damian Priest comes in to cash in the Money in the Bank. And we see, like I said, there's a dud contract. For the first time, I believe, we get to see the briefcase opened to see a dud contract placed by Finn's minion, Mcdonagh. Then Finn's music hits. He comes out, storms down to the ring. Mcdonagh is with him. He takes out Damian Priest, who is pissed off that he has a dud contract in his case. Finn Balor then goes on the top rope, hits him with the coup de grace. 1, 2, 3. Finn is the World Heavyweight Champion. Now, that is the theory. I want to hear what you guys have to think about that down below in the comment section, because this is something I've been seeing all over YouTube, all over TikTok, all over social media, that this is what the fans think is going to happen with the Money in the Bank come WrestleMania, because like Damian Priest said in this interview, he has to use it by July. So where's there no better place to do it than the Showcase of Immortals, WrestleMania, to cash in and get your championship just for it all to fall out under your feet and Finn Balor come in and claim this championship. One thing I have seen people talk about here is, the kind of the friendship that they're the tag team champions and stuff like this between Finn Balor and Damian Priest. But they do have a tag team championship in that six-pack tag team ladder match that they could potentially lose their championships there. So if they lose their tag team championships there, I think this will be in play. I think, if they retain, I don't see this happening. I don't see him turning on Damian and then they're still the tag team champions. It just doesn't make sense that way. But if they do lose their championship, I would keep an eye out for this to happen, because this would just be an amazing an event to occur. The crowd would be in shock. It would be like Undertaker's streak ended. There'd be people in the crowd with their jaws on the floor, and I would love to see it. I think this is a great theory. I wish I had, the source to kind of credit them here. I know there's so many people talking about this, but I do think that the writers could do something like this. We've seen stuff like this. Triple H loves to tease stuff, so maybe that this is going to take place at WrestleMania, and I'm so here for it. I would love to see Finn Balor get the world title again and really go on a run that he missed out because of that injury. I think he deserves it. He's a phenomenal wrestler, and I think he definitely deserves a world title shot or a world title championship. But let me know down below, what do you think on this theory? Is it completely out to lunch, or do you think we're on to something here? Let me know it down below in the comment section. We're going to get into the second topic of the video today, which is Roman Reigns speaks on the departure of the Shield. And yes, as we've seen from his A&E special, he said, I didn't want to break up the Shield. He said, and I definitely didn't want to be the good guy. That's exactly what was happening. I was so young on the rise. It's not like I had a nest egg built up. It's not like I had a whole bunch of options that I can just say, no, I'm not feeling this. This doesn't feel good to me, or I wouldn't say this. He says, it was so hard to do that. He also says, when you don't have that backup, when you don't have that FU money, and you can't just stand on your art and your family is depending on you, it says your livelihood is depending on you, you have to just be a good soldier and do what you're told. And obviously, the Shield had such a great run in the WWE, obviously tag team champions multiple time, US champions, intercontinental championships. They've had WWE world championships in their ranks. Every single member of the Shield actually has held the WWE title at some point in their career, and some multiple, and obviously the most notable one, Roman Reigns, who has held the title for over 1,300 days now. And if you just take a look, this is currently, the championships. They're all, Dean Ambrose, Jon Moxley now in AEW. They've all had their, phenomenal careers. Jon Moxley went to AEW, won the AEW World Championship 3 times. Intercontinental Championship was decorated over in that company as well. And these guys have gone on to have illustrious careers. Obviously, Roman Reigns, current Universal Champion, over 1,300-day run, head of the table, Tribal Chief, the #1 man in the industry right now. We have Seth Rollins, the Monday Night Messiah, Monday Night Rollins, the World Heavyweight Champion right now. And like I said, Jon Moxley, who is heading up AEW right now. And for me, I might be a little bit biased on this because the Shield is one of my favorite factions of all time. I love just the way they used to come in through the crowd and just jump people in the ring, and they backed it up with the in-ring ability during the matches, during, their promos. They were the bad guys. They were the military vest guys who were just going to come in and beat you up every single night. And I was a big fan of this faction once they were on the go, and like I said, they were tag team champions multiple times, United States champions multiple times. They've had, WWE championships multiple times. Such a decorated faction, but for Roman Reigns to say he didn't want the Shield to break up is a big statement to make, because we've seen what Roman has done since the Shield has broke up. He didn't want to go, babyface, he says in this interview. He wanted to stay heel. He didn't want to be the big dog. He just wanted to be the heel Roman Reigns. He did not want to turn face, but he did do this, and it did work out for him in the end. He is now obviously over 1,300-day run, like I've said multiple times in this video, the head of the table, the Tribal Chief, arguably the #1 man in the company right now. And it all happens because of the Shield's success early on, and him, breaking up the Shield, him turning face, and, being tossed right into the mix with the biggest superstars in the industry, while Ambrose and Rollins had to kind of build their resumes. They had to, make sure they were great solo competitors, and they did, and they won world championships and stuff like this in their careers, but Roman Reigns had to, go, he was kind of, not to say gifted, but for lack of a better word right now, he got thrown into better opportunities right away because he was the leader of the Shield, I guess you could say, and obviously it worked out for him as well. He's the Universal Champion and the number one man in the company right now. So, I mean, everyone on the Shield has had their success, and you never know what the WWE landscape could look like if the Shield, didn't break up when they did. Maybe these guys might be a dominant faction today. I doubt it. I think they will have broke up at some point. Obviously, all factions need to break up at some point. Tempers boil, and people get jealous, and that's just the way it happens in the WWE. But I mean, for him to say that he didn't want them to break up at the time is big news, because they could, the whole career trajectory of Roman Reigns could have changed. He couldn't have never been the Universal Championship. He could have never been the leader of the Bloodline, the head of the table, the tribal chief. It's hard to theorize what could have happened if the Shield didn't break up, but it is still worthy to note here, and I think it's great. Obviously, all these guys have had great careers, and it's just great to see that, they were so close and they loved their faction so much that they didn't want to break up, but for the sake of the business, they did, and it ended up working out for the WWE. But I want to hear from you guys down below in the comment section. What do you think about these comments that Roman Reigns have said? Do you think the Shield should have stayed together, or do you think he was better off going out on his own and linking up with his pals, the Bloodline? Let me know down below in the comment section. We're going to get into a new topic here, which is comment of the day. And the comment of the day today actually goes to VH9 Network. He says Judgment Day is getting kind of stale. I mean, you got something there, you got a little bit of a something there, but in my personal opinion, I know people may disagree with me down in the comment section, I think the Judgment Day is pretty good. I really enjoy the Judgment Day. I like Rhea Ripley. I think she should be the leader of this faction, in my opinion. I think she has a great personality. The crowd loves her as a heel character, and obviously Dominik Mysterio is on the rise. The crowd hates him. Maybe the biggest heel in the company right now. Every time he touches the mic, it's just raining down boos. I don't really think it's stale. I think that something's going to happen here, like we talked about in the beginning of the video, that's really going to shake up the Judgment Day at WrestleMania, whether it's losing the tag team champions, whether it's this whole cash-in theory that's going to happen. But I think something is in the works for the Judgment Day to give them a little bit more, not a little more action, but a little bit more love here. And I think, I don't think it's getting stale. I think they're kind of getting to their peak right now, in my opinion. But I want to hear from you guys on that down below in the comment section. What do you think of the Judgment Day? Is it getting stale? Let me know down below. And while you're down there, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you're looking for another place for daily WWE content, daily wrestling content, you found it right here at Wrestle Digest. And also, leave a comment on anything we talked about today. Even you don't need to leave anything that we talked about today. Leave something that you want us to talk about in the future. And you might be featured on the next comment of the day. And if you want to check out video we did yesterday, or this morning actually, it'll be popping up on your screen right now. But as always, I've been your host, Casey. We'll catch you in the next one.